welcome back. So today we are going to be in the plant nursery working with some seedlings. They're about ready. They need to go in a 1 gallon size. So that should be fun. And then we will also take a look at Rose and talk about how she's doing, and our successes and failures there's no really failures. She's excellent, but I do want to talk of a few things, that I think that we do need to work with her on, like the chickens. Like, she doesn't naturally just want to, she wants to play with them a little bit. So we're going to take that slow and kind of encourage her to leave them alone. So we have been working with her to have, so that they're out and all together under supervision, to prevent the playing. And she gets that, but we don't think we're there to just leave her alone with them. And that's fine. She's a puppy and, no big deal. Halcyon. If Halcyon can get it, then I have no worries at all. It's amazing, how crazy he is, but how great he is with all the animals. He's just so high energy. But I'm glad he can kind of get it together and be good to the chickens and be good to the pig. And he's all about positive reinforcement. Rose is very independent, so it's a different kind of, she just wants to figure it out I don't know. It's a little bit, she has a completely different personality, so she is getting it, and she is great with all the other animals, but yeah, the chickens, so. But we'll look at her and plant seedlings. Okay, so I was just rewatching this and I noticed there's all this hair flowing around and no real answer to that. But this is why right here. I have Miss Finn on my lap and yeah, she sheds crazy. So don't mind the hair. It's just always hairy here. So we're in the nursery or the greenhouse, and I'm just gonna show you a few of the things that need to be planted. These are a few more of those Myrospermum Susanum, or Arroyo Sweetwood, I think is the common name. Dad. This is Clitoria Mariana. I can't remember what the common name is, but how can you forget a name like that? And probably let these go a little bit longer. We have some of our native hibiscus. That's cool. They came up really well. Super happy. Sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes those are native hibiscus. I don't know. Sometimes I just don't have any luck at all. So that's really good. Excellent. These have a funny story. So I didn't think they were going to grow, and we had put them in the discard pile, and with all the rain, or somehow they got wet, and I looked over as I was leaving the greenhouse and they were growing. This is a mimosa that grows on my grandma's property. Her tree's kind of dying now, but I just always remember it growing up, and it holds, that kind of special story. And then these are some dahlias that Leaf had planted that also had started to germinate. So we have this new theory that, if something doesn't grow, maybe we'll just set it aside, let it dry out, and then put it back on the table and start watering it to see, I don't, plants are seeds and they're so weird, man. So, it doesn't hurt. I mean, we could definitely do that. If that's, maybe there's something in the, get drying all the way back out, and then I don't know, that breaks the inhibitors on the seeds, because a lot of these desert plants have these inhibitors in their seeds that prevent them from growing at the wrong times, and to stay alive a lot longer here to ensure they're, that they keep going. So here's a few more things. These are the Mexican hats. I think we'll probably plant them. They're fast growing. Not those are too, but not that, but the little ones. So those will get bigger like that, but we'll plant the bigger ones. Yeah, let's see, anything else? Oh yeah, obviously these mountain marigolds, they need to be bumped. We have some out there already, so it doesn't feel like such a priority, but obviously they're like, what are you talking about, women? We are a priority. Look how big we are in our little pot. So I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean it like that. And then these Ravinia need to be divided to pigeonberry. Yes, not lemon marigold or Ravinia humilis. My dad says, use more common names because people don't know. But I mean, if you don't know already, why not just learn the the scientific name? But I get it. So I'll try to do both. I'm not trying to be snobby or anything. Just usually it's like whatever pops into my head first, So sometimes that's the common name, and sometimes that's their little long, I guess, daunting scientific name. But Clitoria mariana. All right, how can you? Okay, so sorry. Let's divide. So we'll divide these because they're all growing in one pot, and then if they're in a singular, we would just take the whole thing out and then put that into the 1 gallon. Although some of these and these could, maybe we will. I don't know. It depends. How many do we really need? So let's get started. Okay, let's go see Rose. So we've been working towards starting to have her out because she's been in mainly with the goats. So now she's starting to work her way out towards being out most of the time. And she's a very good girl. And so she gets up and does a little wander and checks things out, or plays with Boo, and then just comes and lays back down. So she's been really good out. They get a little crazy. It annoys me. I'm like, I hope that his super high play energy doesn't rub off. But so if it goes on too long, I kind of separate them. I don't know if that's right or not, but I just, want her to have the best chance at being able to do her job well. And if he's constantly harassing her, but she likes him, and they really do like to play. And I keep forgetting, she is a puppy, and it's totally normal. And just need to stop being neurotic. I can be that way sometimes. But as you can see, she's just chill, like super chill. Oh, honey, you're so pretty, girl. Is that your best friend now? She's like, I don't know. Yeah, sort of. I guess. You lay down and hang out with Rose Boo? Yep, so there she is. And, I guess we talked about the chickens, so we'll just keep working with her and don't leave her alone with them until she can fully be trusted. And that's fun. Most of them are away, but the girls, I was cleaning their pen yesterday, the girl goat pen, and it's just been so rainy. It was very unpleasant. So it was nice to let the chickens out because she was out here all day, and they were able to go in and get to work after I pulled out all the gross hay, and it was like the ground wasn't drying because of the anyways. It's much better. They're happier. So, girls. Hello, Maisie, Daisy, and Iris. Finally changing waters. But yeah, so there's by Iris is where the chickens, they have a little enclosure, and then there's a little walkthrough that they can get back and forth. So when Rose is there and once she can be trusted, then they can just have that open every day. But we're just not quite there yet. Hi, honey, you're on camera. Okay, so I was just in the greenhouse and I'm getting a little count of all the baby plants that you planted. There's probably well over 100. So I'm going to shoot for 100. And I came over to look. Here's our soil pile. It's, I don't know, we get it brought in. Perlite, sand, and then compost. So 50 compost, 20 sand, 10, I don't know, I'll write it down, put it on here. But it needs to be, right, because we're in the desert, or most of these plants need to have really well draining soil, and I've used this blend for a long time. It's worked really well. I'm just sticking with what works. However, the problem with it when we got it in was the perlite. I don't know, it's just been like hard to get it in, and we have to wait. So we will probably go to a small pumice instead of the perlite next time we order. It's just easier, and so it saves so much time to get it pre-mixed, and we tried getting separate piles before, but it's just lethanized, so you spend all this time mixing, and then you're all burnt out. But yeah, so we only have a few 1 gallons left. Those are little tiny ones right there, and then these are the 1 gallons. So you might actually have to order some. So far we haven't had to buy any, which has been very nice. If you want to donate your pots here, just let me know. That's great. We will reuse them. We try to reuse everything as much as possible. So there is probably a little over 100 1-gallon pots there, but after today, I guess we might have to order some. So what I do is I'll get all those pots, I'll get about 100 out, and I'll fill them all up. And then I will pull the seedlings out and we'll get started. There they are, 100 empty pots. I just like to do it this way, especially when I'm working with large numbers, because it's a 10 by 10 square. I know exactly how many are here, organized, and not to toot my own horn or anything, but I guesstimated and I grabbed 101 pots. Pretty darn close. No, anyway, so now I know how many I have, and there's sort of a little layout to keep track of them. Now I will go through and fill all of them up because of the size of seedlings I'm working with. I will just, fill them. Let's see. Let's do one. And it's easy for me to work right at the soil pile, just on the ground, so that's how I do it. I'm sure this is not comfortable in how a lot of people do it, but it works for me. There they are, the pots. Here I am. And I got my scoop. It's dry right now, so I'm gonna get the soil wet first before I fill up the rest of the pots. I like, I don't want it to be sopping wet to work with, but I do, I don't want it to be dry like this. Well, I guess I've got some moisture left from the rains. I'm trying to film this, fill this looking through the camera. Okay, ooh, anyways. Yeah, about like that. So, and then it goes back in with the pile. So, that'll take a while. I will get to it. at our pots, and I did wait till later in the afternoon because it was just really hot and sunny, and these have all been in the shade, and there's 100 pots here, so my thought was just wait till this is in the shade, and then I don't have to worry about about them wilting, because we're gonna get them out of there, and it's kind of traumatic, and I want to give them their best chance. So here we go. Okay, so we're looking at these Arroyo Sweetwoods, and there's 3 in this pot. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab 3 pots, and I'll pre-make like a little hole for the seedling to go into. Yeah, you know, it's probably overkill, but you're gonna want that root to go down as much as it's going down in here, and you'll see what I mean. It's always the scary part. Get those nice roots. It's always fun when you plant plants that are, you know, in pots and things, because you can see what their roots look like, and all plants have, you know, they have their own unique roots. So what I'm going to try to do here, since there's only 3, is just chunk off these 3 sections and try to keep as much intact as possible. Whoop, with each. So we'll start with this one. Success. And then, set those down. I'm trying to get this. My hole might need to be a little bit wider. I'm trying to gauge it by. And then, in it goes. And I just kind of tuck it in. And that was the perfect depth. And it goes right there. And then we move on. That's a kind of a larger piece there. And I'm sure everyone has their different techniques that they like. I just found this works for me, and mainly you just want to be as try not to cause as the least amount of trauma to the roots as possible. Which in some cases, I mean, you really have to split them apart, and it does feel a lot more traumatic. This, however, was rather painless, and everybody took it well. So then I water these in, and then I go to the next pot, and that's the system. Okay, so there they are. Oh, and here we have Ravinia humilis, pigeonberry. It's low growing understory plant. I guess these neon pink berries though. I don't think they're edible. I think the birds like them, but yeah, it's a pretty plant, and it kind of gets this little fall color. Attractive native. But the other ones were, I bet that this is much more rooted into the ground, or into its pot, and so I wanted to pull it out and show you to see maybe how this division, how dividing up these plants out of the pot would go. Okay, so I like to start by kind of opening this up on the bottom. Doesn't look crazy. I don't think it's going to be too bad. Okay, and then you can see the separate plants in there. So maybe we'll try to get this one on the end. Oh, I don't have my pot ready. Oh, I can definitely feel that it's a little bit harder. Doesn't want it. I can feel it kind of tearing away from the other ones, and that's, it's all right. See how much smaller? But these are small plants, where the other one was a tree. So the other one, the root's going to go way down. These will probably stay more at the surface. Oh, my hole's too big, so I filled in a little bit, because you don't want it to drown in there when you fill it with water. And then just tuck it right in there. There's the bottom leaves. You don't want to overbury it, underbury it. So yeah, they're a little more, but not crazy dramatic. Like I've seen way worse. So, but that was just another example of like kind of dividing plants apart and what the process is. Okay, here's Leaf working on the other end, working on those mountain marigolds. And what I was going to show you these for was because they're in a different pot. And so when we plant them in these little 2-inch by 2-inch pots, you just pop them right out of there and plant them in your hole. Kind of the same story, you know, like you go in and make the square, the shape of the pot, and then poop, just put it right in there. Golden. Oh, look how beautiful. So we have lots of those. It's exciting. It has quite an interesting smell to the leaves. Like lemony, but like sweeter. Maybe a little, I don't know. Some people really hate it. You either really like it or you really hate it. So that's pretty much what I've heard on the Mount Lemon Marigold. Tagetes lemoni. Okay, well, we will show you when it's all filled in. All done. So I see little piles of the different plant species. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we planted 14 different plant species today. So there they are. And now they will go. I feel like most of these should grow into their pots in the next couple months and be ready for sale. So we'll just go ahead and put them in the nursery. Just glance in here, so you can see, I cleared out that middle section. So the trick will be finding space for them. We may have to move that back fence down more. But yeah, so how isn't it coming along? Isn't it pretty? I'm so excited about it. Okay, I'll see you guys later.